Hello YouTube, this is Royal Mix Gaming, and today we're going to talk about free-to-play and what you should be doing in your first 300 days before the Season of Conquest. Okay, so when you first start the game, you're not going to have very many gems, you're not going to have anything because you're not spending any money. What you're going to do is you're going to create multiple farms for your main account, and depending on how you want to do it, you can have as many as you want. You can only have 2 in the same kingdom. So at first you're probably only going to be able to make 2, but you can work on bringing more in so you can gather more resources. But what you're going to do on your main is you're going to gather gem nodes on the map. You just basically have to look for them. In the home kingdom there's level 1s and 2s. In the early game you probably won't have very many marches, so I would say at max you're going to get maybe 1,000 gems a day. Maybe, if you're lucky. I don't know if you can get that many or not. But you're going to work on your VIP. That's the main thing you want to work on. This kingdom right now is 120 some days old, and we're in KVK 1, 123, and I'm VIP 10. Yes, I have spent on this account, but if you get at least two farms to work for you and farm your resources, so when you fight in KVK 1 you have resources and upgrade stuff, you can be VIP 10, I would say, in about 100 days. This is 123 days. I've been here for a while. It's going to take you 150,000 gems. So what you're going to do as soon as you start the game is just save your gems, because depending on when you start the game, there's going to be more than gems, and you can get up to, I think it's like 26 sculptures if you spend 50,000 gems. So your goal is going to be to save up 50,000 gems. Okay. It depends on when you start. Like I said, when that's going to roll around, you could have 1 or 2 before the YSG wheel. Okay. What you're going to focus first commander you want to max legendary is YSG. Like I said, I'm at 123 days, half spent on this account. Yes, I'm going to be further along than you would be, but I think that by the time you're at my stage, if you've gathered gems every day and you use your farms to gather for you, you could be just where I'm at. Maybe a little bit less, maybe you're 5.5, 1.5, something like that. You're at least halfway there at 100 and some days. But what you're going to do is you're going to save those 50,000 gems, and before the YSG wheel, you're going to spend those when the more than gems come, so you can get those 26 heads, and you're going to spend them not on any wheels, not on any VIP, not on any stuff in the VIP shop. You're going to spend it on your VIP. Only on VIP. So that 50,000, you're just going to burn it on your VIP. So that's like a third of the way there. So depending on your gem rate, like in 100 days, if you gather 1,000 gems a day for 100 days, that's 100,000 gems. But depending, and then you get stuff from events. So maybe you would be in about 100 days, about VIP 10. That'd be your goal. Is VIP 10 by 100 days in. Because then about, let's see, no, that's the wrong button. This is a little bit out of date, but at about 100 days, YSG is going to roll around. So your goal is to be VIP 10 before YSG comes out. If you can be VIP 10 before YSG comes out, your goal would be to spin YSG at least 10 spins so you can get the 5 heads for each time it comes around. You're going to get YSG wheels about 3 times. This is a little bit wrong. It might be right. I'm not 100% sure how accurate this infograph thing is. But you're going to try and spin at least 10 times. You can spin more if you want, but if you're not VIP 10 yet, don't do any more than 10 spins, because what you're going to do is save your gems for more than gems again. And more than likely, after 100 days, you're going to be getting more gems soon anyways, so it'd be best you save up and burn them so you can get VIP 10. Because 1 head a day is better than you spending, 20,000 gems to get, 30, 40 spins on the wheel, and you're only getting 20 heads or something. Like, you're not going to get a lot of heads, and it's much better if you get 1 a day, because in like 2 weeks you'd have that already for free. Not free, but technically free. So from there, once you have YSG, you're just going to invest on YSG. You're not going to put any other heads into any other legendaries Don't do Richard, don't do any of them. You want to unlock Richard, and at some point, you're going to want to give him to either 5111 or 55111, so you can do AoE barbs. But until you can max YSG, the only other way you're going to be able to do AoE barbs is with Ethelfled, and it's very hard to get Ethelfled max. It's going to take you at least 150 days, maybe less than that, depending on how fast you can get it, but you can only get 3 a day. That's really hard to do. It takes a long time, but I would recommend you maxing Sun Tzu and then using YSG for your first KVK. So you could have him, like, by your first KVK, you'd want him at 5511 at least. So you're going to save your gold heads, and if you buy 100 days, your VIP 10, you would hope that you can get as fast as possible. The faster you get VIP 10, the better, because it's 1 head a day, and you're going to keep gaining sculptures, so you can just, as soon as YSG comes around, you're just going to pour sculptures into them. You're going to max the first skill. Do not forget that. Max first skill, max his second skill, because it gives him all damage and extra rage and stuff. And then you're going to use this button here and go all the way to 4. Once you have the first and second skill maxed, you're going to scroll this all the way over to 4, and you're going to hope it lands on the last skill. I'm unlucky. It went on back and forth, and I got 4-4, so it kind of sucks, but I'm really close to expertise. And it's really nice because I'm way ahead of a lot of people that are already playing this game, at least in the first 100 and some days in this kingdom, unless you've spent a bunch of money. From there, once you've got YSG maxed, your goal to have YSG maxed is probably going to be at the end of, I would say at least 170 days, something like that. 150 to 200 days is when you want to have him getting really close to expertise. 150 to 200 days you want to be getting close to his expertise. And if you've saved and you're gathering gems every day, spinning his wheel, you should be really close to having him maxed, if not maxed by 150 to 200 days, like I am. I mean, I have spent money, but if you're gathering gems every day, you should be around where I'm at, because I don't have to do that because I spend a little bit of money. But once you have YSG, what you're gonna do is there's 3 different options you can do. We're gonna switch to my main so I can show you the commanders real fast. Let's see here. So then by like 150 days to 200 days, you have YSG max. So who do you go for next? Well, I would recommend the most highly Saladin. Okay, yes, he is on MGE. Don't expect to get first. Don't expect to even get top 10. He's going to be highly contested for KVK 2 especially. Your goal is to get to like top 30 or 40 and get like 2 to 5 heads. And then 2 or 3 MGs, you have them unlocked. What you're going to do is, once you have YSG max, if you don't have YSG max, don't even bother. Don't even bother. Like, you want him unlocked, but you're not going to spend any sculptures on him, okay? So once you have YSG maxed, reiterate it, YSG is maxed. You're going to start working on Saladin. You're going to max his first skill, his second skill, and his third skill. Then you're done. You're going to get him to 60, and you're completely done. You won't have to touch him ever, because you do not need to expertise him. It's 310 heads to get him to 5551. The likelihood of you getting into 5551 by the end of KVK 3 is highly unlikely, because once it's 300 days, you're going to have access to all the other Season of Conquest commanders. So the reason I highly recommend Saladin is because he's still highly usable in Season of Conquest. You can use him with YSG, and then you can work on other options to use with your YSG and split your Saladin up to use with like William or some of these other options that you have after 300 days. The second option you can do once you have YSG max is go for Alex. Now, this is the most expensive option. Saladin is going to be your cheapest option for KVK 2 all the way to 300 some days. Saladin is my highest. This is the one you want to go for. I would recommend him the most. But if you want to, you can try Alex. Alex needs to be max for sure, because of all the debuffs he brings, and he gets extra damage and stuff once he's expertised, I believe. It lasts a little bit longer and stuff like that, and the shield's a little stronger. You will have to max max Alex, so it's gonna be the most expensive option. But if you're an infantry player, you use Alex, and you can either use Alex and Sun Tzu for your KVK like 3-ish, or Alex and YSG, because you should have YSG max once you start working on Alex. So maybe you have him at 5, 1, 1, 1 for your KVK 2-ish, 3-ish. I don't know exactly. He comes out at like 200 some days, I believe. It's probably not on this count. Nope. But you're gonna try and you have to max Alex if you're gonna go that route. And then the hardest thing you can do is not even going into either one of them. If you're an archer player, you don't have a whole lot of options. For KVK 1, you can use Kusunoki and YSG, but I wouldn't recommend by KVK like 2-ish, almost 3-ish to even bother with Edward. Because this is going to be your first actual like archer command that comes out in KVK 2 and 3. He needs to be max. Would not recommend. I would rather you just save. Yeah, you're free to play. Yeah, it's going to be the hardest thing you can ever. It might be mind blowing that you're going to be saving, but if you really want archers, like really want archers, you need to save for 300 days after you've gotten max YSG, it may only be like 100 days that you're waiting, because it depends on your activity level, how long it's going to take you to get to VIP 10 and things like that, and have YSG max. Because in the first 3 KVKs you can use Sun Tzu and YSG, or like a 5-1-1-1 Richard with YSG, or something like that, or an Ethelfled with YSG. It's not going to get you the best trades, but you're saving for something better. So once you get to 300 days, you can invest on a 5-5-1-5 Artemisia and put him with your max YSG. You're going to have enough heads to have her done immediately. So then by your KVK 4, you're using this right off the bat and you're ready to go. Or you can also do Ramses and YSG. That's another one you could do, but Artemisia has AoE, Ramses does not. Rams needs to be maxed, Artemisia does not. That would be my recommendation for archer players, especially if you're going to be a free-to-play archer player. It's very hard to do. You can do it, but you're going to have to save. It's very hard to do. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it if you're free-to-play, to be honest. It's very difficult to do. I would recommend you do Cavs and do Saladin, so that you can pair him with William and you're ready to go for KVK 4 and beyond. Other than that, this has been a video for your first 3 KVKs till Season of Conquest, 300 days. Just to recap, you're going to max YSG in your first 100 days. You're going to get the VIP 10 in your first 100 days, excuse me, sorry to say that. Get the VIP 10 in the first 100 days. You're going to max YSG in your first 150 to 200 days. And then you're either going to do Saladin, 5-5-5-1, Alex, and you're going to work on him to his expertise, or you're going to do the hardest option and you're going to wait for new archers. After 300 days, they all unlock, and then you can max whatever you want. Or go in partially like on Artemisia, which I would highly recommend. Pair her with YSG and you're ready to go. That would be my recommendations for your first 300 days as a free-to-play. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave a comment down below, and hope you enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe. I'll try and add another video pretty soon for free-to-play after 300 days, and I'll try and give you some different routes for that. So thank you, and have a nice day.